Thank you for tuning in to Vibes, Community, and Conversation. On this episode, our special guest was Miss Frances Cato. And the conversation was great. We talked about her upbringing, different things, but we also talked about the legacy of her sister, T. Lassiter, better known as Mama T. And so after the recording, maybe a day or two later, she texted me and she said, Mr. Mike, it would have been Mama T's birthday on the day that we recorded. And then it dawned on me. My youngest brother, Sylvester Joel Boykins, shared a birthday with her, which was October the 27th. So we want to just say, rest in power, Mama T. Shout out to the family. And hey, let's go. Hey, what's up, everybody? And welcome to Vibes, Community, and Conversation, where we are
building connections, one vibe at a time.
One vibe at a time, baby. I'm your host, Mike, a.k.a. The Cool Guy, and I'm here with my co-host.
The Jazzy One.
The Jazzy One is what they call her. And today on our podcast, which is episode 9, we had the opportunity to talk to Miss Frances Cato, a community person who dropped some knowledge on us today, gave us a little wisdom, and I just appreciate her being on the show, being able to share her story.
Yes, it was a wonderful conversation with Miss Cato. She's been in the community for many, many years, so it was nice to hear how she got started in the community and how she stays encouraged to keep doing the great work that she does.
And so we really appreciate her coming on the show. One thing about this podcast, every episode that you view and you see, in all of our conversations, we will acknowledge God because He is number one.
Number one.
And so if you don't acknowledge Him like you should be, I suggest you start to acknowledge, because without Him, we would not be here. You would not be here, because He could just take your breath away just like that. So we appreciate you all viewing our podcast. We encourage you to subscribe to our channel back and check out episode 9 of Vibes, Community, and Conversation. Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here today with Miss Frances Cato, who is a big person in the community. She's a mother of 2 and a grandmother. So, Miss Frances, tell us a little bit about yourself.
As Mike said, my name is Frances Cato, Frances Morgan Cato. My mother was Rosetta Morgan Bryant Sowell. My dad was Kent Morgan, who was a mechanic, best mechanic in the city.
That's right.
My mother had 9 children.
Okay.
We grew up in a lovely family. My mom was strict.
Yes.
We had to go to Sunday school every Sunday. We had to go to young people meeting, Wednesday and Friday night prayer meetings, and then again on Sundays. But
did you grow up Koji, or was that Baptist? Was that Church of God in
that
Christ?
was Church of...
It was, I'm getting ready to say, because it's no go to church like that, but I told you.
Yeah, we started at the Church of God, Pilgrim of the Truth on 7th Avenue. Okay. And then my mom then ventured out to Prayer Tower, Church of God in Christ. Okay. So I attended elementary school at Jordan Elementary. Okay. And from there I went to Melrose Elementary. Back then, 16th Street was 16th Street Junior High, because it was from grades 6th through 9th. Okay. And then from there to Gibbs Senior High. And back then it was Gibbs Senior High, and not just Gibbs High. Okay. Graduated 1970. Okay. We had, my grandmother lived right in front of Miss Gussie.
Okay.
Right there on 7th Avenue. So I would go visit my grandmother, and I see Miss Gussie all the time on the outside. Right. We would have Thanksgiving dinners and would involve the whole family. Everybody just come. And my mom was the one who did most of the cooking. And so when I could became grown, then I started doing it.
Okay.
Having families. We don't do it as much as we used to.
Right.
The community was a real close-knit community. If we got in trouble, the teachers would tell the neighbors, so the neighbors could tell your mama, so you get all kind of whippings.
Right.
You want to say
So the next day you go back to school, you're gonna be good. My mother was a domestic worker, but she knew how to save and to take care of her family. And I mean, Christmas, we didn't want for anything. We always had food on our table. And she was a praying mother.
Okay.
Out of the 9 kids, she had 7 girls and 2 boys.
Wow.
So, of course, the boys were spoiled, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The schools back then were excellent teachers, educators, whatever you want to call them. They taught us subject matter, and they taught us how we should behave. Back in the day, John Hopkins was the principal when I was at 16th Street, he was the principal there. And then later on, after I graduated, I went to work for John Hopkins at 16th Street. And that's why I learned a lot of my clerical skills from Josephine Donald, who was his secretary. And then I left there and went to Panos Opportunity Council, where I stayed there for 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And retired in 2018, stayed home for 2019 during COVID. And then 2020, I came to Panos County Urban League, where Mr. Haynes gave me a job. I attended St. Pete College.
Okay.
And that was one thing my mother was keen about, her kids continuing their education.
That's great.
Employment, I told you about where I was employed. I did also work at Colony Shop. I had a second job.
Second.
While working at, because of course I love clothes.
I was just getting ready to say, that's why you went to work. That's why a lot of young people did that back then.
I know, right?
The shoes.
Colony Shop. And Colony Shop was at Central Plaza at the time, where they had Belt Lindsay and William Henry and the Learners and all those other stores. Community involvement, I always like to be involved in the community. I served, when I was at POC, I served on, I think it was called the Citizen Review Committee at Panos County, at the Panos County Community Service Citizen Review Committee. I also served, after retiring, the Social Action Funding Committee for the city of St. Pete. And I served on that for 3 years. 3 years. And, that's where they fund different nonprofit agencies with community social action funding. I also worked with Deborah Fitz Sanders when she was the executive director over at Charles Park YMCA. And she had always did the Christmas program for the kids. That was very. I also received awards. I don't get many awards, but that's okay because I like to be back in the. I don't like to be in the limelight.
Yeah.
I don't like to be in the limelight. But in 2022, I received an award from the AKA Presidential Award.
Okay.
And then last year, I received the Simply Best Community Impact Award from Simply Healthcare.
Right.
Awesome.
My role at Panos Opportunity Council, I was a youth development coordinator.
Okay.
And so I mentored, and we had a summer youth program where students would have training like you do in Stour. Do training, and then we would place them on the job.
Okay.
And their program was like 6 weeks. And then they had to successfully complete the program before they get their stipend.
That's right.
So and then during that time, I met. I mean, a lot of my students have become so great doing things in the community.
Right.
They become lawyers, school teachers, principals.
And that's what puts a smile on my face to have had that interaction with them and to see them become successful.
Yeah, right. Lazara Reese was in my program.
Okay.
Yeah, Lazara. And I had one young lady, what's her name? Chevelle.
Okay.
I even took Chevelle to college after she graduated. I rented a van and we packed her up and took her to FAMU.
Okay.
And she's doing great. She's received her master's and she's doing real good. But a lot of Carlos Senior went through our program, so we've had a lot of success with that.
So let me go back. I mean, I've been knowing you for some years. I've been knowing your family. I did not know it was 9 of you.
Oh, yes.
Right, I did not know that, and I meant to ask Mom to answer that question for me. But 9, wow.
9. Mom had 9 kids.
Yes, okay.
And there's 3 of us left.
3 of them, okay.
Yeah, 3. Myself, the oldest one, died. Rosetta died young, and my sister Brenda in Tallahassee.
Okay.
She's the pharmacist.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So who, during your time coming up, going to school and everything, who was some of your role models? Who kind of sparked you to be community oriented?
John Hopkins. John Hopkins, yeah. Yeah, even growing up as the principal, but not only that, when I started working for him, he was very concerned about the elderly.
Gotcha.
That was his pet peeve, the elderly.
The elderly. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've had a lot of educators that I looked up to. Miss McCrae, she was at Gibbs High. And the other one named the one that she taught typing, and she would always say, "Morgan, eyes to the right," because you have to look before, so you can learn the keyboard.
Right.
So I learned a lot from it, but all of my teachers really, like I said, we had good teachers back in the day.
Okay. So Gibbs High School back then was one of the biggest schools for African Americans, am I right?
It was. In fact, my graduating class, 1970, was the last black class.
Okay.
That all blacks were there. Right. And then they started integrating in 71.
Okay. So, Ms. Cato, what are some of the biggest needs or issues that you've noticed in our community?
Affordable housing.
Okay.
And I mean affordable.
Okay.
Right.
It needs to be where people can, we used to operate a program at Panos Opportunity Council that they assisted people with their rent. And a lot of them had to, they would be late on their rent, but they would have to pay late charges. Well, if you can't pay the rent, don't pay the late charges. So, but affordable housing, they need to get the kids involved in stuff. Parents need to step up to the plate and be involved in their children, and not only on the football field, but in their education, and to get them to be involved in the community where they go and maybe help out the elderly or do something in order to give back.
Right. Do you feel that a lot of our young people have a platform to speak about these different things? So like when you're talking about they have meetings at City Hall and things of that nature, is that conversation welcoming to younger folk who may have some great ideas, or do you feel like they're kind of shut out?
I think some of them would be welcome. I think some of the city council people would welcome the youth, as far as what I've heard. It's just that some way we got to get the youth there.
Definitely.
In order around the table.
Have to do something that attractive.
Yeah,
right, definitely.
I know I was at a meeting where they were talking about reimagining the Enoch Davis Center. And they said they've had a meeting with the youth, but none of that meeting that I was at,
Right. let's talk about the legacy of your sister, Mama T.
Mama.
So Mama T, Mama T didn't play, right? She was a straight shooter.
She was.
And some people may not have liked the way she may approach things, but she was a straight shooter and she cared about the community. She didn't want anybody to be walked over and mistreated.
That's true.
And I remember a time I was having an issue, and I was at this certain place working, and I was leaving, and she said, "Where are you going? Why you ain't in Texas place?" I said, "Well, this took place." "No, I'm gonna go over there and take care of it." I said, "No, Mama T, I'm gonna give Mama T. It was time for me to do what I needed to do."
Right.
But she cared about people. She cared about people, and she stayed in the people face down at City Hall.
Yes, she did. And she even ran for mayor.
She did. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your sister.
Mama T was, as you said, she was a go-getter. And she loved her community. She loved it, and she studied. She didn't talk the talk.
Right.
She knew what she was talking about. I mean, when she passed, she had books and books of literature and stuff that she had read up on regarding different situations. And so she would she would do the Law Fest each year to bring the attorneys out, and they would do this pro bono to get to the community, so the community could find out the different things that they would need to know regarding to whatever situation it may be. She cared about the children. It was funny, anytime a youth got killed, she would put in her yard a fake casket.
Right.
To let people know that. And her thing was, enough is enough.
Enough is enough. That's right.
Enough is enough. And she would always say that, "My name is Bennett and I ain't in it." And I remember one time Dr. Go Davis was the chief of police. And Mama T went down to the jailhouse and raising all kinds of sand. And Chief Davis had said, "Mama T, don't come down here with that. I'm going to put you in jail."
Right.
So she did it anyway. So guess what?
Locked
Locked up. And he went to my mom and told Mama said, "Dr. Go, you did just what you needed to do." So he wanted Mama to know that, it wasn't personal, but he had to. And one thing he said about Mama T is that they could always agree to disagree.
That's right.
They would get mad at each other, but then they would come to find out a solution to what's going on. So she was one, we miss her so much.
Yeah, she was an awesome person.
Yeah, and a lot of things that are going on now, I can just see her in the midst.
Right there.
In the midst.
She was a true community person. I remember she took to my dad and my mom. She would always come by here and talk to them.
Oh, yeah.
And they would give her advice and everything, and she'd go on and do what she needed to do.
Right.
We need more people like her in our community. So many talk the talk and don't walk the walk like she did.
Right.
And she was an asset to the city of St. Petersburg and all of the individuals around. So maybe one day someone will pick up that mantle and carry it on and do some great things in the city. Not saying no one is doing anything.
Right.
But the type of impact she had.
Right.
All the way from the mayor down, knew her name. And the thing was, she was a listening ear. She'll listen to people. And then if you wrong, she gonna tell you, "No, you wrong about that," or whatever. But she wasn't gonna just walk away and allow people to just mistreat people.
That's true.
She wasn't gonna do that. And I remember during her service, I did the slideshow and all of that. And a lot of people came out to pay their respects and everything. And so that's the type of legacy that we all want to be able to leave behind. We want to be able to leave that type of legacy so people could say good things about us when we go. I don't know what people might say about me when I leave.
I know, right?
They might say some bad things, but you know what? That's their job. They do what they do.
Right.
But I'm going to leave a great legacy.
That legacy, right. And you will.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Not today. Not today.
No, I'm not ready to go nowhere yet. You know, I was, just a little while ago, I was sitting and I was watching TV and the phone rang and one of my best friends called me and he told me one of my other friends just passed away. And I was like, man, so many people leaving, you know, and so that should encourage a lot of us to get ourselves together.
Yes. Right.
Pay attention and understand that there's no age and no any of that. Yeah. And so do the best we can while we have a chance to.
That's true. Yeah. And stop the drama.
Stop the drama. Kill it.
Stop. I can't stand it.
Why you holding all this animosity to people? Let it go. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it at all.
And the Bible tells us we should love everyone.
That's right. That's one of the greatest commandments.
Yeah. And Reverend Gaskin used to say, you don't have to like everybody, but you got to love them.
You gotta love.
Absolutely.
And, you know, whenever we on this podcast, God always comes into play, right? He always gonna come into play because we wouldn't be able to do it without him.
That's right. Front and center.
He's our sustainer. And so, I just want to say you got some great things. I see you all over the city. Every time I look around on Facebook, I see pictures. I just saw something from the funeral you posted some. And so I said, boy, Miss Francis, she move around more than I do.
Yeah, they call me a social butterfly.
You are.
You are, yes.
You remind me of how my sister used to Laverne.
Yeah.
Everybody know y'all. Y'all can go out of town and they gonna call y'all dad. You're like, you're in a whole other city. They call you name.
Yeah, I enjoy living. I enjoy people. I love people.
Right.
I love being around people. But
Okay.
That's good.
And doing for people.
Doing for people. Yeah.
And I do it from my heart, not for no pay or no show hours. I just love doing.
Right. Definitely. Jazz, got any questions? Any final words?
No, it's been great knowing you for these last couple years working together. And it's good to see like how much you do care because you can tell by how you interact with people. So how do you stay? I know you say you do it from your heart, but how do you stay motivated when you've been doing this for so long and you still see problems and things that need to change in our community? How do you keep going? How do you keep fighting even though change and progress has been slow?
I just give it all to God.
Okay.
Give him the praise.
Yes.
He keeps me going.
Okay.
And I get tired.
Okay.
I do get tired. But when I get tired, I rest.
Okay.
But at 72, I want to keep moving too.
Okay.
That's right.
Because I know if I don't, everything will start breaking down.
And you know, you say you're 72, but you don't look 72.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. And, you know, people, when they say, it don't crack.
Right.
It does not. And it doesn't hurt to have a little grandbaby.
Oh, yeah.
Keeping you on your toes.
Miss Amber, she does get me on one smart little girl. And I say all the time, I think she's been here before. Because some of the things that she does and say at 2 years old is just amazing.
Right. Yes.
But we've been reading to her. I know Rachel was reading to her while she was in her stomach.
Okay.
And after she was born, we read to her and we talk to her. So, and I was somewhere the other day and she was just talking. A lady said, "Oh, she talks well." I said, "Yeah, she talked too much." She said, "No, she doesn't talk too much. Let her keep talking."
Wow.
It's funny.
Yeah, she don't talk too much. Let her keep talking.
Yes.
So, Ms. Cato, anything you want to say to the viewer who might be a little bit weary from doing the hard work? How to keep them going?
Just stay focused.
Okay.
Keep the faith. That's my faith of a mustard seed.
Okay.
That's all we need. Continue to pray because my mom used to say, "Pray without ceasing."
Yes.
That's right.
So that's one thing we've got to do, and especially in the time that we're living now. We've got to keep God first. Love your family because you never know when you may leave or they may leave. And, you know, it used to be a time where we were burying our parents, but now parents are burying their children.
Yes.
Which is just disheartening.
It is.
But we know we still serve a great God.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And he is in control
Yes.
of everything.
Always.
Yes.
And even through sickness, death, we have to give him all the glory and all the praise.
Yes.
Because he's so worthy to be praised.
He's all knowing.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and we said this in another cast, when God does something, it's perfect. To us, it may look a certain way.
Right.
But he don't slack us. He don't do us like we will.
Right.
God, today I'm going to just give you 50%. Because I need this other 50% to do good.
Right.
And he's giving us 100 all the way each and every day.
Every day. Yes.
So we thank him for that.
Yeah.
And we thank you for being a part of the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Words that you have given us today will inspire someone who listens. And that's the whole premise behind this podcast, is to encourage others to continue to go on.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
So much.